Hey guys, Bradley Hallman here. Welcome to Oklahoma, land of the mud. Today, that's what I want to go over. We're going to be throwing a chatterbait in the muddy water. So I wanted to cover muddy water conditions in the springtime. This is a special lake. I've only been here once. It's got some really good fish in it. I have been waiting to come back as it was a year ago. Really excited to do this. We're going to cover the chatterbait, everything that I do with it in muddy water, the reason I use it in muddy water, the rod, the line, the reel. We're going to cover all these aspects in this video right here. And hopefully along this day, we're going to catch some really nice ones too. There's one right there that we was talking about too. That's a big one. Not a giant, but it's a good one. Yeah. Took about another hour, but what sun's coming up. It's that time of year. Water's about 57 degrees. Early in the morning, it'll probably get up in the mid 60s. These fish are going to be positioned a lot shallower. It's springtime. It's right before the spawn. The fish are really close to spawning. This lake's got a lot of the water willow that we talked about, which is a bank type of grass that grows up on the bank and part submerging. It goes out to 2 or 3 foot. In the summertime, it'll be real green. It's died off. Now it's got brown stems to it. That's all that's left. The stubble. Fish like to spawn around it, move around it. This lake has primarily got water willow on it. That's why I wanted to film this show here. I hadn't been here in a year. Wanted to come back. Really enjoy fishing this type of cover, especially in the pre-spawn right at the spawn. So the chatterbait is a great bait to cover that style of water because of the vibration off the chatterbait in muddy water. I feel like that the fish in this stained water really use their lateral lines a lot more than a fish that's in clear water that uses its eyesight more. Also, when the water's colder, bass tend to seem to use their lateral line more to feed. That's why you see a lot of the single Colorado spinner baits, chatterbaits, things that have that thump, thump, thump to hit the side of that lateral line that fish uses to feed in the wintertime. Water's just now starting to warm up. That was some submerged water willow. We're going to look for some more of that, and I bet you we catch some more today, and hopefully we'll catch one bigger than that. The retrieve speed is huge for me. You really want to pay attention to it because not only in muddy water do I usually end up fishing a little bit slower, winding the reel handle slower, but also because of this water temperature is a little bit cooler. We're right around 57, 58 degrees this morning when we started. And it's a little bit cooler. I do expect that the fish activity to get a little bit warmer throughout the day because it's going to be 80 degrees today. But retrieve speed is really important, and I've especially noticed that with a chatterbait. I had an event down in Texas a few years back that I led for a couple of days on chatterbait, and the water temperature was below 50. It was actually in the high 40s, and it was as slow as you could possibly crawl it. And it was big fish. It was the ones that you wanted, and they were actually up shallow. Same type of deal. They were on the dead water willow. But it was about how slow you could reel that handle, just enough to make that blade thump, 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 thump. So really pay attention to the thump, thump because it really has a lot to do with how many bites you're going to get. And each given day can be different, and obviously the time of year will change that as the water temperature warms up. But as a general mindset, when you're in stained water like this, or really stained water like this is, a little bit slower presentation. You don't have to burn the bait. If the water clears up, then you can pick the speed up and bring it along a little quicker. That be her. That's the one. And that's why we fish the mud. Great big white ghosts. Like, dude, that's what I love. I love how white they are in that muddy water. Got that chatterbait down their throat. Guys, don't be intimidated by muddy water because they definitely live here. They're just a little paler is all. They don't have quite as much color to them. It's just a half-ounce chatterbait's all it is. This is not one of the expensive ones. This is one a lot of us have been throwing on tour for a long time. It's actually the custom chatterbait from Tackle Warehouse. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but that's what it is. I think it's like a $5 or $6, maybe a $7 chatterbait at the most, but it's got a good vibration to it. I got the BFE on the back of it just to match it, black and blue. You guys watch anything about me, you're aware of the BFE. It's a bait that I actually designed for big bite. It's actually a flipping bait, but I just laid it vertical. That's all I did, so that the tail of the BFE just kicks and shimmies just like that. But good bait, and caught a lot of fish on it today so far, and we're gonna catch some more. So guys, give it a try. Like I say, you don't have to spend $20 on a chatterbait. You can throw about any brand, shape of vibrating jig that you want, and they all catch fish, but they definitely tend to work really well in muddy water. And I'm missing some of these deeper grass beds. The water's probably not but 5-6 inches higher than normal, but that outside grass bed is really important, and I want to make sure that I don't miss those that look just like that, because to me that's the highest potential place to catch a pre-spawner with chatterbait. Right now would definitely be that deeper grass bed. But it's hard for me not to get my eyes off of the bank, you know, just because it looks so good. That was a weird bite. Ooh, she's got spots on her. Oh, Spotty. Oh, Spotty. It's a strange bite. Just kind of hit it going sideways. And I love it when I get those spots on them. For me, one of the most important deals is my rod. A lot of the guys you see will be using fiberglass. I never could use a glass rod. I've used this Falcon lowrider ever since it's come out. It's the Hudson series. It's a 7'4". It's got a really forgiving tip. The tip's pretty soft, which for me is a big deal with chatterbait, especially anytime I'm fishing around vegetation, because the bite, a lot of times I want them to be able to inhale that bait. So I want that give at the very beginning, more so for the hookup, and then once the hookup's there, then also a softer rod with a more parabolic bend like this rod's got gives you a lot better chance to land that bass. Okay guys, really appreciate y'all being with me today, man. I had a lot of fun. I hope these tips help you guys out with the chatterbait. If you're interested in one of these rods, it was the Falcon Lowrider, what I've thrown all day. I've thrown the Lowrider for my entire life. It's a series that's been out. It was the staple of Falcon at the beginning. You can also get this same rod in the Expert series. They're both the Hudson edition. They're 7'4". It's a 5-power Falcon rod for you guys that have been throwing Falcons for a while. Guys, I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all being here. This is a new channel for Falcon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, bump that like, guys. You got Jason Christie on here, Mike McClellan, myself, a lot of the pro staffers for Falcon. Got new videos coming out for you guys, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm out of here.